Hey everybody, it's Sue Allison Dean, the Nature Nurse. It's Memorial Day weekend here in New York, which is the unofficial start of summer, and I thought it would be a great time to show you how some tips on how you may want to create a beautiful container garden. I've been creating container gardens now for over 15 years, and they bring a lot of joy and fun. I call them the jewelry of people's homes. And so today, one of the most frequent questions people ask me is what flowers they should use, and they get very focused on that. And basically what I would like to dispel the myth that there's a perfect flower. Really, I try to get people to feel what flowers they're connected with, and there's a few guidelines, and I will share some of those guideline points with you today. First guideline is whether you want it to be in sun, full hot sun like around a pool, or in shade, or morning sun, or afternoon sun, which is really hot sun, because that's about the only thing. You want to make sure you find a flower that's going to withstand the light conditions that you put it in. Other than that, basically it's really what you like. So today I'm going to create a container garden with the intent to attract hummingbirds. And I always create use an intention, and very often the intention I hold for clients is that the plants and flowers will bring joy and light into their life. So we're going to start today with this beautiful red salvia, and this is called Lady in Red, Texas sage, and hummingbirds love red flowers, and especially things that have a tubular form to them. So we're going to use this as the center. And I'm going to go ahead, I already filled this container with soil, and if you remember, we talked about in one of my previous videos the difference between dirt and soil. We joke is soil you pay for, dirt you get in your own backyard, which is totally fine as long as it's good, rich soil, because flowers are just like us. They perform best when they have a good, healthy food, which is nutrients that come in your soil. So let's shift that around. Okay. So I'm going to put 3 of these in the center, so it gives my container some height. And then it's just a matter of what you like to add around the sides. I want a little bit more color, so I'm going to add this coleus, Coleus wasabi, which is a really bright chartreuse color. And this one does actually, it's very hardy, does well in sun or shade, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little punch of this over here. And then I'm going to start going around the edges. And it's a matter of whether you're looking for something that's going to go up, over, or flowing over. So I want to add a little more upright, so I'm going to add this lantana. This is lantana orange, also another pollinator favorite, which the pollinators are our bees, our butterflies, our hummingbirds, all the things that help pollinate and create these beautiful flowers. And there is a big movement on trying to create more food sources for the pollinators because their habitats are getting more destroyed, and hopefully that won't end up affecting our food system. So now I'm going to add some verbena. This is actually purple. This one's not yet flowering, but I'll show you a flowering one. So this is purple verbena, and this will flow more over the container. What's interesting about color is that there's a lot of folklore about what colors, the meaning of colors, and why people are attracted to certain colors. So to give you an example, this purple here is supposedly a royal color, and it is supposedly something that people are attracted to because they want to be connected to the divine. I would say that purple is probably my most requested color. So we're going to go ahead and put another one of these over on the side. And what's interesting is, like, for example, when it comes to color. When after 9/11 my husband and I do gardens in the city, all around the area. After 9/11 we had a huge request for white, which is symbolic of peace. So it's really interesting to see how different world events and things shift people's color preferences. This is potato vine, which is a great punch of color, and it's going to completely flow over the pot. It actually, at the end of the season, you will find mini potatoes in your pot, which you can try to eat. I've heard they're bitter or they're not very tasty, so I don't eat them myself, but they do actually create potatoes. So we're going to add one more lantana in here, and you can go ahead and add, if you want to add herbs to your flower gardens, that's fine, whatever you like. There's no wrong answer, like I said. Just if you're not familiar with plants, I would recommend that you consider going to your local garden center, because they will be probably most able to answer your questions and help guide your choices. But it's as you can see, it's really simple. I had filled the soil and I put my center in, and I just start working around with things that are going to drape over. So I have room for one more plant. So I think we will, let's see, I'm going to add this other orange. This is a begonia, which it goes up and over. Has great color, so I'll put this I like a lot of different textures in my containers. So put that in. And so after you make sure they're all well planted, what you want to do is fertilize them. We like to use Osmocote. It's a time-release fertilizer. You just shake it like salt and pepper, and it's good for 3 to 4 months. So usually later in July I might add another helping, and that's it. And then you just water. You know, it's key to, generally I tell people in full sun containers to water them every day once it's over 75, 80 degrees, especially once it gets up in the upper 80s and 90s, then you definitely need to water every day for most plants. So again, ask your local garden center what their recommendations are. And I'm going to show you up close. This is our container garden, and in about 2 or 3 weeks this is just going to be completely overflowing with flowers. You can actually insert it into a more decorative pot if you want. Great for, like I said, pools by the entry of your door. If you happen to have someone, a family member that's living in a nursing home, it may be something you want to volunteer to make some nice container gardens for their patio. You can use your favorite colors. You can create a theme like I did for the pollinators. It's really a very creative process and a lot of fun. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have questions, feel free to comment below or contact me on my website at thenaturennurse.com. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you with another topic soon. I'm going to just have to try to figure out how to turn this off.